A circuit which is involved in measuring any electrical quantity is known as electrical instruments. There are different types of instruments. The first type is absolute instrument. The instruments of this type gives the quantity to be measured in terms of instrument constant and its deflection. Such instruments do not require any comparison with any other standard instruments. The second type of instrument is secondary instruments. The deflection of such instruments gives the magnitude of electrical quantity to be measured directly. These instruments are required to be calibrated by comparison with either an absolute instrument or with secondary instrument which has already been calibrated before. We will just brief out. Absolute instrument does not need any comparison and secondary instrument needs comparison. There are various types of secondary instruments. For example, A is indicating instrument. The second one is integrating instrument. The third one is recording instrument. Indicating instruments are those which indicate the magnitude of any electrical quantity. Integrating instruments are those which measure total quantity of electricity or electrical energy supplied over a period of time. And recording instruments are those which keep a continuous record of the variations of magnitude of an electrical quantity to be observed over a definite period of time. Examples of indicating instruments are simple ammeter, voltmeter, and etc. Example of integrating is the energy meter in our house, energy meter. And examples of recording the meter are meter with ink and pen. These are generally found in this type of instrument is generally found in powerhouses where current, voltage and power are to be maintained within certain specific values. Let's see the initials of indicating instruments. First, we already know what is indicating instruments. It does not, it measures the quantity by indicating and deflecting the pointer. So, indicating instruments consist of a pointer moving over a calibrated scale and attached to a moving system pivoted on jeweled bearing. For satisfactory working of indicating instruments, the torques are required. So these torques are very important. There are various types of torque related with indicating instruments. First is deflecting torque, then controlling torque, then comes the damping torque. We have to see what are the importance of all these torque one by one. Now we will talk about the first torque. This is deflecting torque. It is the very important torque and it causes the moving system. जो pointer है उसको move करने के लिए जो torque की जरूरत होती है वो deflecting torque है. And this is the torque which causes the moving system of the instrument to move from its position of rest. Deflecting torque is produced by using any method, like it can be used magnetic effect. Magnetic effect use किया जाता है, जैसे कि हम यूज करेंगे PMMC में परमानेंट मैग्नेट मूविंग कॉइल वाले सिस्टम में हम मैग्नेटिक इफेक्ट लेते हैं. इलेक्ट्रोमैग्नेटिक इफेक्ट भी लिया जा सकता है. electromagnetic effect. So third is heating effect. These are the effects which can be used to produce the torque. And electrostatic effect. Electrostatic effect. Now deflecting torque, as we know that this is the torque which is required by the pointer to move according to the quantity which we are going to measure. The torque is generated due to any one of these effects. The pointer moves. Now comes the controlling torque. Now controlling torque controls the magnitude of the movement of moving system. जैसे कि डिफ्लेक्टिंग टॉर्क में जब क्वांटिटी आती है विच वी वांट टू मेजर, पॉइंटर स्टार्ट्स डिफ्लेक्टिंग, लेकिन वो कितने हद तक डिफ्लेक्ट हो ये कंट्रोलिंग टॉर्क डिसाइड करता है. यू कैन से दैट कंट्रोलिंग टॉर्क इज अपोजिंग द डिफ्लेक्टिंग टॉर्क. इफ डिफ्लेक्टिंग टॉर्क इज मोर, controlling torque will also be more. Now we will talk about damping torque. When deflecting torque is applied to the moving system, it deflects the pointer, whereas the controlling torque controls the deflection and tries to stop the pointer at its final position where deflecting torque is equal to controlling torque. But due to inertia, the pointer oscillates around its final position before coming to rest. These oscillations are undesirable. Therefore, in order to avoid them and to bring the pointer quickly to its final deflected position, damping torque is provided. The damping torque opposes the movement of the pointer and operates only when the system is moving. So with all the three torques we get the ultimate reading. So deflecting torque क्या करता है? सबसे पहले वो पॉइंटर को डिफ्लेक्ट करेगा. कंट्रोलिंग टॉर्क विल कंट्रोल कि वो डिफ्लेक्शन जो पॉइंटर का इसकी वजह से हो रहा है वो किस हद तक हो, कितना ज्यादा डिफ्लेक्शन हो. लेकिन एक बार जब डिफ्लेक्टिंग टॉर्क और कंट्रोलिंग टॉर्क जिस पोजीशन में, सपोज आई टेक वन पॉइंटर हियर, ये जब ये एक इंस्ट्रूमेंट है, ये पॉइंटर कभी इधर अकॉर्डिंग टू डिफ्लेक्शन वो इधर उधर भागेगा और वो जाकर के एक जगह रेस्ट पे आ जाएगा. और वो कौन डिसाइड करता है? वो डिफ्लेक्टिंग टॉर्क और कंट्रोलिंग टॉर्क में जहां पे इक्वल हो जाते हैं, दैट विल बी द फाइनल पोजीशन. लेकिन हमें दिखता है कि वो फाइनल पोजीशन में भी थोड़ा थोड़ा वाइब्रेट करते हैं, तो इस वाइब्रेशन को कम करने के लिए डैम्पिंग टॉर्क दिया जाता है. लेट्स सी व्हाट इज परमानेंट मैग्नेट मूविंग कॉइल. It is a type of moving coil instrument. So moving coil instrument का ये एक type है PMMC. Now this is the construction of PMMC. Now here there is a permanent magnet seen here. It is the permanent magnet moving coil. This is a coil which is going to move. The magnet is permanent and it is stationary. Now this is the core, this is the pointer. Now what will be the principle of it? These instruments work on electromagnetic effect of current. The input current, जो भी हम input current देंगे उसके accordingly there will be some effect, electromagnetic effect of the current. The current will create some electromagnet. Now this electromagnet is totally depending on the amount of current. Now when you are applying a current, it will create an electromagnet, and this electromagnet will move this pointer according to the magnitude of it. Let's see the torque equation. The deflecting torque here, TD, is NBIL into B, where N is number of turns in the coil. This is number of turns in the coil. B is given by the flux density in Weber per meter square. I is the current applied, and L is the length or depth of the coil in meter, and B is the perpendicular distance. Let's see the advantages of this. The first one advantage, it consumes less power. The second is it is having a uniform scale. Third is it has high torque to weight ratio. It can be easily modified and there is no hysteresis loss. But it has some disadvantages also. It cannot be used to measure AC. Second disadvantage is it has some loss due to friction and temperature also. Friction and temperature can cause some error in the system. Error due to aging of spring. Okay, let's take one example. The coil of a moving coil instrument is wound with 100 turns. That means N is given, it is 100. The coil is 20 mm wide and depth of the coil is 30 mm. So B is given, it is 20 mm, and L is given, it is 30 mm. The flux density in the air gap is 0.1 Weber per meter square. That means capital B is given 0.1 Weber per meter square. Calculate the deflecting torque when carrying a current of 10 milliampere. That means current I is given, it is 10 milliampere. Calculate the deflection if the control spring constant is 2 into 10 to the power minus 6 Nm per degree. That means Ks is given, spring constant is given 2 into 10 to the power minus 6 Nm per degree. As we know that deflecting torque is NBIL dot B. So putting the values here, N is given, B is given, capital B is given, I is given, L is given, and small b is given. So putting the values, I get this. We know that controlling torque and the deflection torque is same. Controlling torque is given by Ks theta. So Ks is given, spring constant is given, theta is the angle of deflection. So we can calculate theta by using this, and theta comes out to be 30 degree.